All right, hello. My name is David. You are watching Death to Harold. Harold, of course, being the fat lump of crap hanging around me for decades and trying to pull me down. But he ain't gonna pull me down. I'm gonna kick his lardy little butt. Today's Wednesday. I usually try to record on Saturdays. Most of the time when I'm late, it's on a Sunday. Today it is Wednesday, and as you can see, the only way I'm pulling off doing it on a Wednesday is just jamming it into my commute to work. It's been a very busy week. This past weekend, I had my kids with me, so didn't have time to record a video then. And for those of you who don't know, I am in A Christmas Carol, and rehearsals are in full swing, and they occupy my nights. After I get home from work, I eat real quick and I go to rehearsal, and I'm there for 4 hours. About 3.5 hours each night. So with that all jammed into my schedule, that is why we're doing this in the car. It's probably going to be a little bumpy, a little shaky, a little noisy. I hope it works out okay. But I wanted to hurry and get this in because these people not pulling over all the way. This past Saturday was my 13-week mark. I had a duodenal switch surgery on August 12th, 2017, 13 weeks ago from Saturday. And if you're looking at a calendar, you'll realize that this past Sunday was also the 12th. And so that would be my 3-month mark, my 3-month surgiversary. So I'm going to give you the stats for both of those. Granted, they're only half a pound different from one to the other. Am I really going to care about that half a pound? Damn straight, Skippy. So, as soon as I can read my little thing here that I have written down and not crash my car, I'll give you my stats. So, if you recall, the week before I actually gained almost 2 pounds. It was the week of my birthday, the week of Halloween. We threw out all the candy in the house to get rid of it, to get rid of the temptation, and that helped. And this past week also, before our blender broke anyway, I was actually drinking green smoothies for breakfast every morning rather than my typical coffee and protein shake. Up until then, I'd been, I'd make me a regular protein shake, but instead of mixing it with water, I'd mix it with coffee. Get a little bump out of that and improve the flavor actually of the protein powder, which was going good. But last week I decided to start doing green smoothies, which is something I always used to do. I know a lot of duodenal switch patients get all up in arms about fruit and too many vegetables or whatever because of the carb count. And granted, one of these smoothies, the way I was making them, I was just using some frozen berries. Berries are pretty low on the glycemic index. A fourth of a banana, when I think it normally calls for at least half for a full banana. I was only going for 1/4 of one banana. And then some Fairlife milk, ice, and then a crap ton of spinach. I used to try kale in those smoothies. Sorry. And since I'm doing this on my phone and I'm going to try to upload it real quick, you probably get to enjoy those sneezes edit-free. I used to try kale way back in the day, and man, I grew to hate the taste of kale. But spinach in your smoothie is awesome, and you just jam a bunch of it in there. And that's what makes it a green smoothie. The color doesn't necessarily come out green. In fact, sometimes, depending on what fruit you're using with that green spinach, it comes out looking a rather weird shade of gray. Sometimes it's weird. The berries, it gives it more of kind of a reddish tint, and the green mellows that out a little bit. But so the color of the smoothie is not green, it's just green because it has vegetables in it, right? So doing it that way, I was coming in at about I think it was 22 carbs per smoothie, and my goal is to stay under 50 carbs a day. And I was still able to do that throughout the rest of the day, focusing on, high protein stuff, low carb. And so I was able to do that. Some of those days last week I came in at 60 carbs, which I figure that's okay, right? especially because when you consider, the week prior, hold on, I'm almost to my work, and I'm going to stop in the parking lot real quick and give you these stats because I can't look at them while I'm reading, or I can't read while I'm driving. Here we go. But my numbers were really good for that past week, and I don't know if that was just the natural bounce back from gaining weight 2 weeks prior, the week before, gaining those 2 pounds, and if it really was just some weird water weight or some weird gain because I was, had a lot of carbs because of the candy and the birthday and all that. So it could have been a bounce back from that, or it could be because of these smoothies that I was having, which I hadn't been doing before. I'm not quite sure. But the week before, I weighed in at 241.9 pounds. This past week, week 13, I weighed in at 236.6 pounds. So that is a loss of 5.3 pounds for the week, 66.4 pounds since surgery, and 73.9 pounds since I started the pre-op diet before surgery. The very next day, like I said, I lost another half a pound. So for my 3-month mark, my 3-month surgery, I weighed in at 235.9 pounds. Since surgery, that's a loss of 67.4 pounds. Since my post-op diet, that is a loss of 75 pounds. Since my highest in the past 2 years, it was 320 pounds. That is a loss of 84.1 pounds since then. And since my highest weight never recorded was about 340, 350, I've lost about 104 to 114 pounds since my highest weight over the past 5 years. And like I said, I never really recorded that. The 320 I recorded. Oh, there goes the light. The 320 I recorded because that's when I really started again to try to lose weight. And that was the first time I started using an app on my phone to track what I was eating and what I was weighing and how much exercise I was getting and all of that. So that's why I have that recorded. The 340, 350, I don't. I just, I remember doctor's visits and just different times on the scale, and that's what I was. I was a house. But, since surgery, I weighed 303 pounds on the day of surgery. When I started the pre-op diet about 2.5 weeks before that, I weighed 310.5. So at the 3-month mark since surgery, I've lost 67.5 pounds. I don't know if that's slow or fast, and I kind of don't care. It's great. It is the most weight I've lost in quite a while. And last year, when I was doing Christmas Carol again, I was in the show last year as well. I've lost about 70 to 80 pounds since that point, just a year ago. So when you look at it that way, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. I mean, even the 67.5 pounds in 3 months, I think that's amazing. And that loss for this past week of 5.3 pounds, I don't know if that was because of the smoothies, if it was just that natural kind of water weight, whatever gain that I experienced the week before, just naturally coming off. And I'm back down to my normal couple pounds a week thing if you divide that weight loss over those 2 weeks. I'm not sure. I'll take whatever I can get. I'm totally back on track now. I can't wait to get my blender fixed. It's under warranty, so we're waiting for them to contact us so we can get it fixed and replaced and all of that good stuff. And so I can get back on the smoothies once that's fixed. We're already at about 10 minutes. It's me rambling and driving and giving you a boring video. But there's my stats. When I get a moment, I will try to put all of those stats in the comments below, in the doobly-doo, as John Green says, below. If you like watching these videos, if you're interested in getting weight loss surgery, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I really do this once a week, although this past week I had a few extra days added in there. I hope this helps people that are thinking about it. One thing came up a couple times these past couple weeks with people being negative to other YouTubers, people being negative to people in my support groups, family members even, not understanding why someone would choose to do surgery. And all I can say is, if you're thinking about this, you can't think about what anyone else will think. You can't think about what anyone else will say. You can only make this decision for yourself and then go for it 100% and F everybody else, because this is all for you, right? Sure, it's also for your family. If you have kids, it's for them. You can be around longer, be healthier, have a better lifestyle, longer life, all of that stuff. Bottom line, this is your decision. It's for you. And if you're going to make it and you're going to make a decision to have whatever kind of weight loss surgery you're going to have, one, know that it's going to be extremely hard. And two, you can't worry about what other people say, because that's just going to make it harder. You know, a lot of people don't even tell people. One person on my support group this morning was saying how they're 9 months out from having a vertical sleeve gastrectomy and they still haven't told anybody. I, other than being on YouTube, don't advertise what I did, but if someone asks me how I'm losing the weight, I honestly tell them, because usually that happens in a face-to-face talk, and I know I can have them for at least 5 minutes to really explain myself and to give them the reasoning of why I did it and how it's totally reversed my diabetes. My numbers this past week have been in the 80s for my fasting blood sugar, which I haven't seen that number since I was diagnosed and started testing, which is just amazing. And that was my number one goal for having this surgery. Yes, I want to lose weight, and yes, I want to be skinny and all and be healthy, but diabetes was the number one thing. And when I explain that to people, they're just amazed that I'm no longer on all that medication I was supposed to be on, half of which I wasn't even taking in the first place, right? Because it was too expensive, I couldn't afford it. But just the reversal and the change in my diabetes and the change in my demeanor around people, they see the positive things that this surgery has done in my life. And in that face-to-face setting, in that personal setting, I think I can explain myself. And at that point, no one's ever said, well, why'd you do that? Or that's weird, or anything like that, right? So, but it's up to you. Tell people, don't tell people. I don't care. It's your surgery. It's your story. It's your everything. And it has nothing to do with other people. There was that quote, and I'm going to butcher it, and I don't remember who said it, but it's, other people's opinions are none of my business. They're not. I don't care, right? It's hard to not care, but you have to not care. And you have to move forward and do what's best for you. Hope everyone has a good week. I'm enjoying everybody's videos, and I'm not going to start naming names because I will forget some, and I'm just sitting in my car nervous because I'm late for work. So I'm going to go. See you later.